And when I had this concept for this idea, Aurelio was the first person to sign on as somebody who's going to join. We now have 11 organizations that are going to be represented. Now, as you all know, I'm the NCIR guy. I think everybody here knows that. I'm going to have one of these 10 by 10 pop-up canopies and a great big sign that says NCIR. And right next to me is going to be this group. And on the other side is going to be the John Birch Society. And on the other side is going to be Act for America. And on the other side is going to be the NRA. There are 3 church groups that have volunteered to this. Christian Networks, Azusa Street Mission, and Believers in Victory International Church. That's Gordon Miller's group, for those of you who know him. Another big organization that's signed on is the Election Integrity Project. I think you all know who they are, right? Okay, so we're going to meet on a Saturday. This is a Jamboree. We're going to meet on a Saturday from 10 or 11 to 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever it may be. And we're all going to meet each other. And these church groups that draw a lot of people. If each one of these church groups brings 50 people, that's 150 people that are going to be introduced to the South Bay Republicans, to the Act for America, to election integrity. This is a gigantic networking party. In addition to that, we're going to put flyers out throughout the community so people in the community know and see that there's a conservative group, of conservative organizations. You know, the subtitle for the community unity is Celebrating Conservative Organizations and Conservative Families. It's the Community Unity Jamboree. It's a jamboree for those of you who've been in the Scouts and know what a jamboree is. Right? 100,000 years ago, cavemen tribes got together once a year and they married each other and they exchanged ideas on how to knap flint or whatever they did. And pretty soon you had development, right? And this is exactly what we're doing. It's not a new idea. It's a time-tested, tried-and-true thing. I myself intend to memorialize this. I'm going to walk around with a cameraman and ask people like Rick. What do you think about this issue? Or you can set it up. We're going to give you a softball question. You make a comment about anything you like. Obviously, Aurelio can talk about Torrance. Rochelle can talk about Islam. I mean, it's wide open. And we'll put together a real good big YouTube video on real good editor. I've made close to 3,000 YouTube episodes over the past 5 years. And there's no limit there, believe me. I don't know if you know, but a DVD has 4.5 gigabytes of space on it. When you get a movie on a thing like that, YouTube has now allowed me 128 gigabytes per episode. In high def, I can have an 11-hour presentation uploaded. So that's what you get when you put tons of stuff on there to give you more and more. So I don't want to take too much more time, and I got to go because I got to go to a party. I'm so proud of my students. So if there's any questions about this thing, this is, and Elaine brought up a good issue a moment ago. This is an autonomous collective. Each person makes their own flyer. This is not sponsored by me. This is not sponsored by Arthur. This is not sponsored by any particular group. It's a giant jamboree. It's a collective. We're all equal here. We all want to promote the NRA. It's as legitimate as the Election Integrity Project. We want everybody in the local surrounding neighborhood. And by the way, the corner of 190th and Prairie, the corner of Columbia Park, those lights last a long time, and a lot of people are going to stop at those lights and see us and, you know, what the heck's going on? What are all these American flags doing here? Who are all these people? If each of these groups brings 20 people, you're going to have over 200 people all talking with each other. It's something that the Daily Breeze, we'll do a press release. It's something that the community will see and know. And if we do it year after year and make it an institution, well, the conservative groups and the conservative families might come a little bit out of their hovels because most people are afraid to even come to this event. I talked to a union school teacher who said, I want to come to this thing, but if my supervisor sees me here, I'll be fired.
Well, wear a mustache.
And she meant it. She's already got a mustache. Anyway, she's such a beautiful girl. I should have never said that. And you're taping this, aren't you? Great. Hopefully.
You didn't mention a name.
Can you pick out these? Yes. Yes, the date is ideal. It's the last Saturday in June. Now, the reason this is the ideal date is because once July 4th comes, everybody's gone. And the weekend before that, everybody's graduating from everything. So you have it the middle of June, forget it. You know, everybody's got family stuff. You know, just like I'm going to right now. So that's why we picked that date. We think it's going to really work. We're courting other organizations. We're doing the Young Americans for Liberty, Young Americans for Freedom. If you know, these are college kids, and they're enthusiastic about it, but they haven't actually signed up yet. And the same thing with Bond. I think you all know Brotherhood of a New Destiny. You know, right? So Jesse Lee Peterson, Pastor Peterson. Yes. You know, he's an incredible guy. He's probably spoken here. But anyway, I guess I better wrap it up.
What do you teach?
Pardon me?
What do you teach and where do you teach?
I teach critical thinking and problem solving. I teach it privately.
Oh, okay.
Well, obviously they don't have regular schools.
That's right. That's why people hire me.
They're too busy teaching 50 genders and other perversities.
Food, how about food? It's never been.
Great question. I expect everybody to bring food. I expect everybody to, we're not selling anything at this event, right? And we're not having amplified sound. This is not a thing where there's like a celebrity speaker. We want people to talk to each other. We don't want to have somebody come up and entertain a crowd and then have no action plan, you know? We want everybody to meet the NRA and say, wow, I should join this. Meet the Election Integrity Project and say, I should join this. The John Birch Society, Act for America. Gee, this is how I feel about Islam or election integrity or the Constitution or whatever the, you know all of our issues. I mean, the list is 30, 40 things long. So
Family friendly.
we want the
Is
local.
there a way of getting a food truck there?
That's the very last thing I want.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The last thing I want
It
is
is.
people having a reason to leave the Jamboree and go stand in a line somewhere for 30
Oh,
minutes.
I see, okay.
Yeah, we don't want that. So if you want to cook hot dogs, if you want to cook hamburgers or sausage sandwiches or something like that, if you want to have bottles of water or sodas and hand them out and whatever it may be, these kind of things don't cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
If you spend $100 on food, you're taking some home. You buy a couple of things from Costco of cookies and put them out on your table if anybody wants to grab a cookie or something like that. I imagine we'll have more food than we can eat. You know, the whole idea is for the neighborhood to understand that it's for conservative families, and maybe they'll take a walk over. You know, and for those living a few miles away, maybe they'll take a drive over. This park has excellent restrooms. It's got excellent parking. We're going to be right on the corner. We're not going to intrude on the picnic area, the soccer fields, the archery range, whatever they have at that park. You know, we're going to be right out there on the edge. I've done this many, many times in this location, and I've done it in Sherman Oaks with great results. So that's the plan. I'd be happy to talk to anybody just before I'm going to head out. So if there's anybody that's got a comment or question, Harry?
Give us the date.
June 29th, Saturday, June 29th. You said 28th.
10 to 4.
Well, here you go, 10 to 4. Nail it down.
And the park again?
It's Columbia Park on the corner of 190th and Prairie. We're going to be right on the corner, right out by the street. If you love Jesus. That's it. I mean, people see those flags. One crazy anecdotal story is, up in Sherman Oaks, a man pulled up with one of those little convertible T-Birds, and he was a handsome guy, and he had a very flashy woman with it. And he says, is this what I think it is? And I said, yes, it is. And he said, I'm in a hurry, I gotta go someplace, let me write you a check. The guy gave me $500.
Wow.
I then looked at the check, and I figured, who is this guy? Well, as it turned out, at the time, there was a writer's strike in Hollywood, and this guy was the attorney who settled that strike. So I can't remember the name of the lady, but she was, a movie actress.
God bless them.
Yeah, this actually happened. So
Wow.
if we do this thing and we grow this thing, we make it an institution, this is the first, But I'm really hoping for big success.
If we all come or have our own booths, make sure that you have rocks to keep your paperwork down, because it's pretty windy there.
If it's
It
a
gets
windy
very
day,
windy.
you'll want to put
It's
stakes
always
in the
windy.
ground and hold your canopy. I mean, you guys all know this, right?
No.
Lights on your canopy,
Yeah. You know how to take care of yourself. I mean, anybody who's been in the band, you know, you gotta put clothespins on your sheet music, right? So
Right.
it doesn't blow
Yeah,
away, so.
yeah.
And the
Anyway.
rocks give us ammo
Balloon
against that
It's
too.
going real well.
Balloon
We're-
weights.
you all know, we're not gonna do it now, but you all know about the raffle that we're running, right? And you all know about the Kamala Harris campaign. We want to expose her for trying to drive us deep, deep, deep in debt with the Green New Deal. These cards are going out currently at a rate of about 250 a week. So the zip code that we have targeted right now is up in Palos Verdes, and each and every week, we're down at the post office, you know, sending these out. So, I gotta go. Any comments or questions? No? Good, that's merciful. Thank you.